All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We are live. What is going on, everyone? It is Friday. We're going to have a nice, relaxed show tonight. Just hang out, have some fun. But Tuesday, make sure you tune in. We've got an awesome topic here, man, wherever it's at on the screen. And, I feel like enclosure positioning, orientation is very important. And we're going to get into the meat and potatoes about it and have fun. But that's not till Tuesday, so make sure you tune in. But let's kick off this show and get to the intro. I'll see you guys in a second. Section. And we are almost live. 3, 2, 1. Boom da boom da. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in, buddies. It's Friday. I love these shows so much, and we're gonna have a good time. William, thank you for tuning in. RGA, yes, like the never-ending story. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. RGA 25, everybody. We got DIY Audio Guy. I seen him in the comment section on the MBE show. I actually got to tune into that. I always miss it every week, live at least. I'm always doing the Rolling Thunder. Hope Scott and Casey and everyone's doing good down there. The whole hurricane going on. Plus, they're just busy, doing audio stuff. So we'll see them next week. But hey, I'm happy to be here. What is going on, everyone? RGA, I seen Taco Bell. I clicked it. Now I'm more like Taco Bell fart. Never knew what I'm gonna do. And you know what? Today is a good day because you guys got to see this. I forgot to pull this back down here, but you guys got to see this real fast. I totally forgot to pull that down. But check this out. Right here, we got super chats, and they are working. I don't know what happened. I'm over it, but it's awesome when they work. It really is. Thank you for your super chat, Jason. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's okay. I noticed that you weren't around, but it was only a couple weeks. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry I haven't been around lately. Hope all is well, Andy. Thank you, man. Everything's going good. Recently, if you're on my Patreon, I've been doing a lot of building, I should say, with the new Amp Dino location, rearranging. We got the casting couch, so I can do some interviews, and a professional Amp Dino little location, a little bit better than my grandmother's old dresser, even though that was very sentimental. Time to upgrade and move on and just make things look really clean and professional and more work area. And doing Amp Dinos sitting on the floor in the Indian position didn't really feel too professional for me. But hey, now it gives me an excuse to get one of those kicker stools. I think it'd be perfect for it. Eventually. We got to get everything else finished before we start talking novelties. But Jason, thank you so much for tuning in, and appreciate that you're here tonight. 25, listen, they hear you, man. Make it rain. Absolutely, man. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys donating. You guys have been going crazy recently. Slow down. I appreciate it, and you know what? It's just going more into this. I just picked up, I know I could have built a box, but I mean, honestly, for a sealed enclosure for two L7s, it's going to be my reactive load. I already have one, but I kind of rigged it, and I want something very nice and clean looking, and I don't have time to build the enclosure. That's kind of when prefabs really do even come into, I don't know how to put it. They work for me right now because I don't have the time to go out in the garage and build an enclosure and carpet it for this. I just need it for a reactive load and to have around 2 times rise, and I'll be happy. I know the sealed enclosure with those kind of specs that it had, it's going to give me right around that number, and I'm going to have a lot more wiring flexibility than I had before, which is going to be awesome. But, just to kind of give everything a fresh look and make everything super nice. And I don't know, you guys will see. I started a little bit, but we're getting there slowly but surely. The Harbor Freight workbench, I wouldn't say is the best value. It's a lot of work. If you're putting in your labor of putting it together, depending how much you charge for labor is depending how much it's going to cost you at the end of the day. It took me 4 hours and it's still not even done yet. It's almost done, but not 100%. But it's there. It's upright. It's working. And just trying to, kind of put things places so it's really nice. The backboard, I guess you would call it cardboard. It's not very good. I can't mount anything on there, so I'm probably just going to use my existing wall where all my amps are anyway. So it kind of works. But yeah, man, I just wanted to go over that a little bit and see how you guys are doing. No 25, I did not get the job. I'm waiting for John to give me a call. Thank you, RGA. Appreciate that you're tuning in, man. I hope all is well. Mr. El Fuego himself, Soy. What? I'm surprised he didn't say hello from the Pacific Northwest. That he might have said that in the beginning and I missed it, but he always does, man. He is OG for that. My computer's yelling at me. Check your Dell trade availability. You know what? I think I just might trade this thing. Oh, support. Speed it up. Nope, I'm good. I'm okay. Irvin, what's going on, dude? How you doing, man? Hope the system's going great. It was nice to be able to see you at the Team SP Loud show. Again, I know you tuned in since then, but hope you're doing good, man. Somebody wake up Bubba. I know, that's my fault. Usually Bubba's the one, notifying me or everybody else in the Discord, and I kind of dropped the ball on that, so if you guys could, let him know we are live and we are direct. I know he'll make it. Let's see here. Paul, what is going on, Paul? I hope you're doing good, man. It's been a little while, too. Hope kiddo's doing good. System's basing out. Stay high, my friend. Be easy. William, what is going on? You say you have a wall in your base lab? A wall of how many kicker subwoofers? Honestly, it's just going to be these two L7s. This will be moving. This L7, not the 8, the 12. And the other one over there, I just use that for the reactive load. I do have woofers everywhere, but not all of them have enclosures. There's actually like 1 or 2 downstairs in the fish room that are just sitting there that need to go somewhere else, and like 5 in storage and 4 in my garage. It's it's a base head life, man. I got too many things, but not. I don't have a wall of boom yet, but that's where the Cornut kicker box kind of fills that void. It's my wall of boom. Hey, it works. Thanks for tuning in, Will. Love you too, man. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me scroll down here. I'm actually caught up on the comments. Philip, what is going on? And live. Yes, you caught me live. Thanks for tuning in. Joe Cook, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing good. Tom, what is going on? What's up? Just live and direct here, man. I hope you're doing good as well. It's great to see everybody in here tonight, man. And it's just, this is what we do. We just hang out. We don't have to talk about some kind of topic, man. I've been doing a lot of motorcycle stuff, and football season's going crazy. If you're a Steeler fan, it's been insane. And just, man, I got to catch up with my fish tanks, man. I am slacking and McCracken. What's going on? Cornut, the caboose, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Oh, there's the comment. You can't forget that comment. El Fuego. Hello from the Pacific Northwest. You got to get that trademark, man, before someone tries taking that. We all know where it came from, but still, you never know. All right, let me scroll down here. Fish room, fish with bay suite. I always thought about throwing in if you could do it somehow, but it's not very good for the fish, but I think it'd be cool to just do. Have a subwoofer at the bottom of the tank and have it going, and usually woofers are pretty waterproof, but you would cut it out, and you would just need something to be able to mount it to the glass. But I feel like you could do some pretty crazy stuff with that. Poor fishies would be going crazy, man. It's just the thing. Or in reality, we all think of those crazy things to do. In reality, though, I thought about throwing that spray that you put on, things that you want to throw in the aquarium to make it, aquatic safe, and so it doesn't rust and stuff like that. A whole subwoofer, I thought that would be pretty cool. I have a few of them laying around, even blown ones. I think that would be pretty cool to put in the fish tank, but just to, keep the theme going. Absolutely, man. RGA Andy, a YouTube bud of mine, did a cool kicker video. I'm going to send you a link via Facebook Messenger. Yes, absolutely, dude. Send it to me. I want to see that. It's cool of how diverse and where, I even stumble across, a lot of times. Because there's sometimes, you're on the internet or YouTube and you just type in kicker, or you just type in whatever, that word of whatever your thing is. And you're looking through stuff, and then you see new stuff, and it's pretty cool, just to see everybody's point of view on things, and I think that's kind of what brought me to this point here. I see so many other people doing it, and it's like, man, I've ran this equipment for a very long time. I love this stuff, and, I just happened to get my hands on their top tier product, if you want to call it that, and I just kind of ran it until I couldn't make it any louder. I'm kind of, topped off on that Solo X18. Yeah, dB score, I could be louder, but for watt, I'm good. You could get a 55 out of it, 56 maybe, but you're tuning for SPL, or you're putting it in a competition vehicle where it's entirely, cement and totally sealed off, and you got, master locks and chains and everything and bolts holding your door shut. Yeah, you could do a 65, but in my idea of just a normal base application, I'm pretty topped out of what I got with that. But it's just cool to be able to, start from beginning to end, and I kind of never gave up on it, and it's just cool, Plus, I was backed into a corner, it's just, I only had so much money to deal with, and I was your average base head, just had that system, I didn't have a bunch of woofers and a bunch of money to buy, new stuff, and the knowledge to go out and, maybe I should go get this and get more power, and no, I buy a Boss 8 Farad capacitor that I still have and a Cole Audio 5500 watt amp for $200, because I didn't know. That's how we all start out, man. Kibbo, thank you for tuning in. I have up on fish tanks. I gave up. My kid thought the fish hated the taste of plain water, so he sprayed Mio in the tank. Hey, some fish are very strong, and other fish are super susceptible to disease, to shock. Excuse me. And that's why I don't buy any more fish. I'm good. that when you add them, you know, it's just, you don't know what you're putting in your tank. But let alone having kids, man, you know, that's why, like, my tanks, like, I've learned, they are high above, you know, where kids can't put something in there. Oakley, he literally dumped CDs, 18650 lithium vape batteries, like 10 of them in a fish tank. And it didn't kill the tinfoil barb. He is still alive. He is great. And Oakley did it twice. I cleaned it all up. And I was freaking out. Put it all back. Next day, did it again. See, like, you know what I mean? And that fish is fine. Now, Mio, that's probably, you know, that's for a drink and stuff like that. So that might be a little more harsh. But I mean, you would think a battery in the water means bad, means fish dead. He's fine. He's fine. So, I mean, it is hard with fish keeping, you know, or just any other hobby on the side of your main hobby, you know, let alone kids and life and work. It's just hard to do it all. But man, you know, I think fish are awesome. Just like car audio, you know, getting a fish tank when you're young, you put a fish in there, last couple weeks it's dead. It's because you ain't doing water changes, you're feeding too much, you know, and it's like now that I know how to do it, it's cool. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I want to get all these fish. And it's just like every hobby, you try biting off more than you can chew, man. And it can be expensive sometimes. Larry Keller, what is going on? Hello from a worker lurker. Appreciate you, man. Listening, tuning in. Appreciate that you're here. Thank you, Kibo, for tuning in too, buddy. Appreciate you guys. Bass in fish tank, would that be wet sounds? You know what? We could patent that as a name, you know, for aquatic bass, you know, wet sounds. I feel like that just, you know, rolls off the tongue very well, Will. I think we got something here, man. Square kicker in a house. I mean, you could make the house, the whole side of it, a giant kicker. And then that would be your air conditioning, your heating. No, I'm just kidding. Just start clipping. You're good for the winter. Oh, man. Appreciate you guys. El Fuego, I remember someone back in the day that had a fish tank car audio build. It was in one of the magazines. You know, I feel like someone else has thought of it other than me, you know, obviously. And I would love to see that kind of stuff, man. It would be awesome. El Fuego, if you can find that magazine or, you know, do some digging for me, that would be awesome. I really do want to do that. But again, with the fish delicacy, I mean, they took 18650 batteries, okay? So maybe that fish would be the perfect fish to try it on. Plus, I hate that fish. Literally, it won't die. You put that tinfoil barb in another tank, he attacks everything. And it makes me upset. It's like, yes, every fish can be docile or aggressive, not just, you know, the type of fish, just like woofers, man, you know, SQ, SPL, you know, it depends which one you got. No, I'm just kidding. But in a sense, it's not just fish dependent. I have one pleco that's very, you know, calm, and the other one's like aggressive. It'll just go after other fish, and it makes no sense. But, you know, commonly, plecos are known to be, you know, docile fish, sometimes going after goldfish, but it's just like this fish won't die, and literally everything that could go into a tank could, and it still didn't die. It's just an omen, man. Don't get a tinfoil barb. Don't do it. RGA says we all start somewhere. Never forget your roots. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, and I feel like that is a thing that a lot of people forget for a moment of time. Sometimes they never learn that again. You know, they just forget where they came from and they just live their life. But I feel like a lot of people kind of forget where they came from because they're at that moment, and then they learn, and then it dawns on them, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be feeling this type of way and not forget where I came from. Because at the end of the day, man, we all started somewhere, and you're absolutely right, dude. Absolutely. 25, hey, you know what? I love Lon John Silver's. He says, I buy fish from Lon John Silver's. You know, oh, man. I feel bad. When I was a kid at Giant Eagle, you know, they used to have the lobsters in there. I wanted to take one home. You know, I felt bad. I'm like, no, you know. Well, Red Lobster. I mean, Red Lobster's good too. Lon John Silver's. They took the one away from my area. I was very upset. Now I have to drive like 40 minutes to get Lon John Silver's. But it's worth the drive. Speedway Audio 3. Thank you for tuning in. Dave the Fishman Riviera. Is that a YouTuber? I might have heard of him. I used to watch a lot of the big fish YouTubers, and now it just kind of got redundant because I don't want to do salt water. I'm good with the fresh water. I know everything that I need to know of what I'm doing. I'm fine. just not adding any more fish. I've been doing it for 4-5 years now, and it's just I'm good. You know, you got something that ain't broke, don't fix it. I ain't messing with it. Guppies are the weakest fish, man. They're awesome, and just get them to multiply. Don't go to the store and just buy like 1 or 2 of them. Get a bunch so they multiply, so when that one dies, you still got your money's worth. Yeah, I got like 90, 100 guppies in a 75. It's doing pretty good. That's probably not fish either. Yeah, you don't know what you got at Long John Silver's, man. Just like those chicken McNuggets at McDonald's. You really don't know. I mean, it tastes like chicken, right? Brian Townsend, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in, man. Grandkids just left me, so I'm a little late. It's okay. You know, I started a little early. I think I did, and that's okay. You know, but I wanted to because I'm like, I'm kind of ready to do this, and didn't go to do the Rolling Thunder, and, you know, you eat dinner, and then you eat, like, you know, way too much dessert, and you're just like, ugh, you're, like, passed out. It's like, oh, I gotta go live. I gotta wake up, and then come up here a little early, listen to MBE, all right, getting into the bass thing, because I've been messing with that motorcycle almost every day. I speaking of which, I had my buddy Seth come over. Let me let this load. Okay, my buddy Seth Duffy, thank you so much, man. Part of Team SP Loud, Team Bass Outlaws. He works with me. Awesome dude. And he actually came over and adjusted my chain for me. It was a little loose, and just, you know, showed me a few things. He used to have a Ninja 250, same type. It was a silver one, and you know, just kind of gave me the ropes of things. And it was awesome, man. Thank you so much, Seth, for helping me out with that today. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, you know, messing with the bike, cleaning the garage, doing this Amp Dyno stuff. You know, I got so many other things that I got to get. Baba got your thing coming, you know, and it's just one step at a time, but there's so many steps, and I feel like I'm starting to get somewhere, but it's like, man, the garage is destroyed. All that stuff needs to go to storage. That Eclipse Cookie Monster needs to go in there before it starts snowing. I got to get on it. Appreciate you tuning in, guys. Now the stream can start because Deviant is here 22 minutes in. You know, I know he's 100% on the Unmasked show, but I don't know if he's 100% here, you know, and he almost messed that record, that streak up, man. Come on, Deviant. Come on, man. Come on. Sorry. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Wasn't there a fish tank build on Pit My Ride show? I think so. There was like everything, you know. It's like, oh, we heard you like Long John Silver, so here's a fish tank. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but like literally, like they did everything. I love that show. I kind of wish they would bring it back on the repeats at least. Like, good luck trying to rewatch those. You got to pay for like each episode. Unless you guys know where it's airing right now, I would like to rewatch those. But man, Exhibit. Oh man, he was funny. That show was pretty crazy. It really was. But the sad thing is, you know, years later, we all find out that, you know, they weren't even really doing them right. You know, I'm sure they gave them money for being on the show and gave them a car they can't even legally drive down the road, nor mechanically sound. That's the problem. It wasn't mechanically sound. Like, they weren't doing oil changes. They weren't fixing things. Brake rotors were the same, and even though they wouldn't pass inspection or missing one, they wouldn't even, you know, it's just, it's a shame that happened. But it's a milestone, I believe, in history of just, you know, car audio, cars, tuners, you know, like our genre of what we watch and like, you know, and it can never be repeated. So we have to appreciate it for what it was, at least. I love that show, man. Yes, the dynamic duo is in full effect. Dub Team, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in. RGA says, I had a suicidal redfin shark. Those get pretty big. Damn thing used to kamikaze once a day, live 7 years. Was a red shark? I'm thinking of the red tail catfish, red shark. Those are the little guys. They get like 5 or 6 inches. I think I actually have one. They're pretty cool. But yeah, man, every fish is different. You know, you could have literally 2 of the same fish, and one's trying to jump out the tank, and the other one could give a care less, and it's just docile and calm, and it doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, they're like people, man. They all got their own personality. It's crazy. Within reason, you know. I mean, they are fish. Come on, man. Let me scroll down here. Townsend, Deviant. Oh, you know it, Deviant. 3K. Psh, psh. Gone. I'm gonna be like, who are you? Who are you, Mr. Deviant? Is that the guy with the lizard? Is that who that is? El Fuego! I worked at the grocery store and spent every break for 6 years looking at car audio magazines. Man, I wish they would bring back car audio magazines. I know they have them, but it's not the same. You know, it's like you go to Giant Eagle, you're seeing like Auto Trend or Motor Trend and like whatever those other sport magazines are, and it's not a thing like it used to be. And I know the digital, world era has taken over, and it's a shame, but right, I remember not with car audio, because I didn't really get into subwoofers and like speakers really until I was a little bit older. Like I always was into it, but I didn't buy the magazines. I didn't go looking for the stuff. I didn't, I used what I had and messed with that. But with cars, like Motor Trend, and like, you're looking up 0 to 60 times and horsepower and the new cars coming out in the magazines. And, it's just like, wow, it's like, I'm never going to be able to afford that, or what's that? I can't wait to have one, whatever the situation is. I miss that. But, again, like to Pimp My Ride, it's like a milestone in our culture of just things that are just never can be replicated. And we have to be appreciative for that, because the generation coming forth is not going to have that, but they have other things that we never had. So, it's a dual-edged sword, man. It really is. But, I believe you on that, man. I really do. I really do. We got a super chat from Bubba, and I can scroll down because it is up here. Bubba, the super chats are working. It's crazy. I love it. I can't wait till they actually work every show, and I don't have to complain about it every time, but they're working. Bubba with a $20 super chat. Hi, Andy. Stuck at work today, trolling away. Thanks, Dave Koslick, for reaching out and letting me know Andy was on. Totally oblivious to time. 14.4 talk. Discord crew for the win. I always mess it up. Thank you, Baba, for tuning in. Thank you for your super chat. And Dave, thank you for letting Baba know, it happens, we get caught up in life, and it's just like, oh man, where's the time? What day is it? What time is it? What am I doing? Oh my goodness, I totally forgot that was on. I totally missed Rob's show last night, and I felt terrible. I'm like, oh man, I totally missed it. Darn it. But it's okay. There's always next week, and it happens. But, man, you guys are dedicated tuning in here, and I know which ones you are. Love you guys, and appreciate the super chat, man. I really do. And, hey, it's okay. It's okay, Baba. It's okay. Appreciate you. It's nice when the super chats are working, because then it's like I can go to the conversations, and then, boom, make sure that someone's comment I can throw up, man. And it's just, that's kind of the point of it. It's nice. Now, if it would only work on a Tuesday, that'd be even better, because that's when I'm like really behind on the comments and I'm not paying attention and I'm doing something on the screen here, and I don't want to miss those. I can see that. V-Light Dev. I almost said V-Light Delight. V-Light Dev. Thank you for your comment and tuning in. Checking in late, no doubt. People all start with little experience, but it's all a learning experience. You always get better with time. And I that's great information, man, because on the MBE show, he was talking about, and I threw it in the Discord, different levels of knowledge in car audio. And yes and no, but I feel like at the end of the day, no one person is going to know everything. There is no master Jedi, if you will, because there's so much into this. To one person, I might look like some expert, some guy that just knows everything, and to somebody else I might look like some beginner to intermediate kind of guy, and it's just perception is key too. But actually knowing stuff and how deep this stuff is, it's really almost impossible to get your whole head around it, and you're always learning something every day when you're doing this stuff every day. And it's just, all you got to do is open up your phone, your tablet, do some searching, man. Literally just type in subwoofer, and you can just go through things of just learning about how these different subwoofers are, and different articles are going to list different things. And it's not like you're wasting your time, because you're going to learn something, you're going to be able to take away something, and it's like putting puzzle pieces together, and having like a memory game all in one, and it's like, oh, well, since that does that, and then wait a minute, I remember learning this, and it's like boom, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's making sense. And that's the coolest thing that I take from it, because it's like, man, everything kind of goes together. And you know, that's why I love science and math and just stuff like that. Yeah, I know I said I love math, not really, not calculus math, you know, like normal math, like stuff we actually mostly use, you know. And I know a little bit of calculus goes into, you know, sound and stuff, but enough that, you know, I understand what's going on. And I want to learn that stuff too, but, you know, when the time comes. Right now my life is full tilt boogie, and we're just speeding down the highway. It's hard to pull things as much as I usually do, but at the same time, I'm still learning from going out on the field and, you know, getting my hands into it, learning, doing these amp dynos, getting better with everything that I do every time. And it's always a learning experience, and you're always going to get better with time. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you that you are here. Whew. Okay. Speedway Audio 3. He is the guy who had fish tanks in his builds. Oh. He had fish tanks in his car audio build. Now that is, I'm going to have to go back on this show, and Dave, was it? I'm going to have to find that guy. That is pretty crazy. I'm hoping he didn't have real fish, because they are very susceptible to music and bass. I mean, you got to think. A giant woofer the size of your car, you know, just right beside your head. I mean, hey, might not even be that loud. It really might not. All how the pressure acousticizes, man. But being in a fish tank probably does. Just a little bit. Might get seasick. Justin says, I have been to the factory where they make chicken nuggets. It's real chicken. Whew. Video or it didn't happen? No, I'm just kidding. I believe it has to be chicken. It's just, I feel like what they put into it might not to preserve it so it doesn't go bad. Might not be the best thing. I eat them like they're candy, man. Not saying that they don't taste good. Not at all, but you just never know, man. You never know. They start squeezing paste in there, you know? Just like Taco Bell. That's what that's come to sometimes. Seems like. It does. It does. It really does. Because when you go to a real Mexican restaurant and have a real taco, it's like, whoa! I still like Taco Bell, but I like this taco. This actually tastes like a taco. It's not so pasty. But refried beans are pretty good too. Andy got my bike. Yes, I do got your bike, 25. I'm putting a lot of miles on it, devaluing it. Sorry, man. I'll get it back to you soon, but Kayla's got to learn on it first. Deviant says, I heard you like Deviant, so we put pebbles on your dash, a beardy in your trunk, and troll hair on the roof. You just got pimped. Yes. 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 Got another super chat from Dave, I see. Let me scroll down. I love it when these work. I love it. I love it. Man, I am humble. I am humble when these work. It's my life. David Kosick with a $20 super chat. Hey guys, hit the like. Appreciate you, Dave. Thank you for always tuning in. Gotta let me know when you guys are having a wasted information episode. I'll try not to step on your toes. And I want to tune in and hang out with you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in as always. I got to miss the Hi-Fi Vega podcast. I seen that you were on it last month. I got to the point where you just walked in. You and Alfredo and some other guy was on there, since I'm a Patreon of his now. And I know he didn't go live this month. Some things came up, so that's okay. But I want to, you know, listen to this. I think that's cool, you know, because it's kind of like what we do on the side, what RGA does. You know, I like those kind of shows as well with what we do. Again, David, thank you for your super chat, man, and thank you for tuning in and being part of the community. Matt G, what is up, Andy? Thank you for tuning in, Matt. You know what? I sooner than later, I'll be able to test one of those CX-1800s. I don't know, though. I kind of can do it in the pilot as it sits, but that might take some time. I know I think you were the guy asking about that. I might be getting some new CX-46 amps in the near future when I get more money down the road, but probably for next summer, next season. So then when that happens, I mean, I feel like I can definitely get it more now so when I have that new enclosure with the reactive load compared to what I had before. As of now, though, with this amp dyno situation, I have no batteries. I have an AGM sitting there that's doing nothing that I could use, but I actually have my buddy JR down the road. His Limitless Cyber 12K just sitting there, and he has no system. He sold his amp, or his amp blew up. Yeah, he sold the blown tear amp. He sold the subs. He still has the box. I don't know what he's doing. I'm pretty much just holding on to it, charging it, taking care of it, instead of it sitting in his car going to 10.5 volts again. So I might use that in the meantime for the amp dynos. He wouldn't care, and I'm keeping it charged, taking care of it. But I don't know. I wanted to do a DIY lithium, but I kind of want to get these amp dynos kind of out faster. Because it's a lot just setting this thing up and getting it running smooth, and then trying to build a battery box too, or pull out the funds to just buy. I thought the JY, the new battery they got, the little guy, weighs like 2 pounds, 4 pounds. That would be enough for my amp dyno, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. I got to talk to Travis though. I kind of want to get one just because it's like, man, you can clamp 2K on that thing with a stock alt, and that's kind of what I have in my bedroom is a stock alt, 100 amps of power supply. So I think it'd be cool. Eventually, I will get to those amp dynos sooner than later. We're getting there, at least with the whole setup, and whew. It's always something, man. Always. All right, let me scroll down here. RVH, what is going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Master Jedi, am I being summoned? Absolutely, man. How'd you know? How'd you know? Thank you for tuning in. Get some, what is up? Thank you for tuning in as well. It's all about perception, right? Of just, everything in life, but right, like I was saying earlier about, someone might look whatever to you, and that same person might look different to somebody else depending their situation, relative. And so is time. Appreciate you tuning in. RGA, I'm a master debater in Cunning linguist. You know the thing. Come on, man. What's up, RGA? Oh, we got rid of the second roll. We have no second roll because there is no roll. That's the first roll. Will I am says, yeah, I am. I was from a time there was no internet. No Google. Learning I did was trial and error. Error, and then learn. Right. And, I feel like my parents were the last people in my neighborhood, at least it felt like it, to get dial-up, So it just wasn't always there, and knowing what's on the internet and... Right. So I can relate to you to a degree. And I wasn't even whenever time was going past, when I got older, I was one of the last people of my friends that got a smartphone. I wasn't on the forums of Steve Mead and all the stuff from 2004 and up. I just wasn't into that. Plus, I was a little bit younger, not that old, but, I just never got into that. So I didn't have that internet technology kind of helping me, And it kind of sucks because with these Facebook groups and stuff like that, and even YouTube channels, people that are new are getting, obliterated for throwing 212s in their car and pulling out the terminal cup and saying it's louder because I ported it. I've done that. And I didn't like how it sounded. I'm like, it kind of sounds mushy. It sounds like there's a hole in my box, because there is. But it just didn't work. And I'm like, eh. But those same people were doing that, and they're kind of getting ridiculed, but they're learning faster than we did, and we didn't have to. They don't have to error over and over, because technology is here, the internet and Google, man. Absolutely. I know, man. These damn kids are spoiled. Thanks for tuning in, man. Steve Kelly, Fishman. Yes. Heart Fishman. Yes. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yes, real fish. Dave Fishman Riviera. Okay, Dave Riviera. Why do I know that name? Riviera. I know Riviera that makes subwoofers. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yes, real fish in that tank. Oh wow, those poor fish. Don't let PETA see that or whoever those people are. I'm like, oh, those poor fish have family and friends. You're shaking their brains out. I know I would get that comment. I know I would. Kibo, thank you for tuning in again and your comments. You gotta watch out for some of those YouTube videos though. I watched some video where this guy was telling people to run power cable through their door jamb. Wait, you can't? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, right. And it's like, I've done that too, you know? Guilty as charged. But what happens is you're just putting yourself at risk because, well, you know, like you just shutting and closing that eventually, the insulation is going to give up and you're just going to, you could start a spark. If you don't got paint on your car and sometimes the inside of your, you know, door jamb is not always painted and you could have an electrical short. Plus you're just building up stuff in that wire from constantly, you know, bending it and being bent and pushed and pressed on. I'm sure it does something. I feel like a lot of people do bag on it because it's just, you know, it just doesn't look right. But I've known people that done that for years and they were fine, but it just doesn't look right. And that's why people do it, because it kind of works. And like that one guy that had that older brother that did it for 4 years, that was too lazy to find a hole through the firewall, because older cars are easier to go through the firewall, let me tell you, than new cars. New cars are Fort Knox compared to. And he said, oh, that's how I did it, ran it through. And then it just, you know, boom, boom, boom. That's just how it works. Oh. That's what happens when I talk too much. Hold on a second. Choking. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Man, I think I swallowed a gnat or something. It got me. It got me. But right, with the whole door jamb thing, it's not a safe practice. It's not. Not at all. Whew. Let me scroll back up here. Every time I go from banners or brand to comments, it throws me back to the bottom of the chat. All right, Philip, I don't know if you're still tuning in. Fun side hobby of mine is Nitro RC cars. Don't see the Nitro much anymore with electric, as good as it is now, but can't beat the sound. Man, I always wanted a gas RC car. I thought it was the coolest thing. You know, I know a lot of people are all into the RC cars, like the electric ones like you're talking about. I thought the gas ones were so cool. I never had one and haven't had one yet, you know, but it's just, I think they are cool, man, you know, but like you said, the electricity is just becoming more, just like how they're trying to switch everything to electric vehicles. It's just in a bigger scale. So, right. I think they're awesome, and man, keep running it, bro. Keep running them. Whew, I feel better now, man. Man, I was choking there for a second. All right. Yeah, what are your guys' other hobbies? Like, I've seen a few of you guys already here, you know, talking about what you guys do on the side. Does anyone watch football? I see these football podcasts, man, and I just get enveloped in them, you know, listening. And, you know, I'm a talker, too, with debates and stuff and just doing this. It's like, I like listening to that stuff, too. I really do. I think it's interesting, you know. I mean, I watch a lot of live shows, too, you know, now motorcycles. But I was already kind of into that, too, with, like, Bikes and Beers, SGC Cycles. I think that's what it's called. Guy out in Lancaster. Awesome guy. Dub team is leaving. See you, Dub. Thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate that you're here. Andy, a rare miss, no kicker shirt. You know what? I felt like it was a comfy Friday. This is what I was wearing today. And it's blue. It kind of goes with the background a little bit. And I'm like, why not? I'll let my hair down. I need more kicker shirts, though. You know, I really love the black and yellow ones. The retro looking ones are really cool. The 80s theme one are really cool. I don't want to overwear them, but I always go back to the black and yellow or the black and white where it's just kicker. You know, it's to the point. Too much information sometimes can be not beneficial. Turns into wasted information. You know the deal. Living Loud with Andy, Test Bench Chronicles. One step at a time, man. I was going to document some of it, but it's just, man, I was spitting tacks. You know how it is, you know, looking for all these bolts. Oh, is it bolt D or is it bolt E? And then, like, these are the same and these ones are not. And, like, whoa, I am not kidding. 300 bolts in just that test bench. Like, literally, but bolts, nuts, and washers. But it's just like, man, you couldn't put anything together? Literally had to put the light bulb together. Like, man, okay. But it's cool. It works, and it's going to be nice. And the only thing I'm kind of upset about, and I didn't realize till I was halfway done building it because the lighting was bad, it's blue, not black. I'm like, ugh, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Totally did not make me upset at all. I am not lying. Matt G, buy a Super Beast module for battery hookup. Super Beast module. I've never heard of that. Would be perfect to start dyno videos. I would have to look into the Super Beast module. I'll have to look that up. I always rewatch my shows, and especially things like that I'm listening for, so I can go back and look into it when I'm off camera, not live, so I don't bore you guys when I'm looking up something. But yeah, dude, I'll definitely check that out. The JYs did great. You know, I kind of wouldn't mind going with higher lithium, but at the same time, see, that's the whole LTO thing, right? But then I have a hard time getting that 14.4 volts unless I'm testing something that's going way above the threshold of what those batteries can handle, which means voltage drop. And that's kind of what Derek has a problem with. Yes, you can charge them to a certain degree, but honestly, man, I feel like if you have lithium that's in the operating range, 14.8, and you have enough input power, and you have supercapacitors to keep it nice and stiff, this voltage, just how they work, you know, you'd be fine. You don't need 15.5, 16 volts just to stay above 14.4. You know, I don't want to be giving ratings of 15 plus, especially with amps that are so small. But at the same time, literally my voltage would stay above 14.4 unless I'm clamping like way over 1,000 watts, pulling like at least, I don't even know, 80 amps of current, if not more. It would be fine, and that's what the power supply does. You know, anything below that, then you're starting to dip into the battery, like 13.4 and down, you're really dipping into the battery. And ooh, did I find out something about alternator dynos. Okay, now take this with a grain of salt. I've heard it from one person. I need to do more due diligence on my own. But unless it's a super fancy alternator dyno, if it's an old school one where it doesn't have programming where it shuts off whenever the alternator voltage dips, how they test that is they, you know, have the alternator hooked up, but they have to have a battery in parallel or you can't test it. It just doesn't work. You know, it's just like trying to hook up a supercapacitor to a power supply. It just doesn't work. You need a battery in between. And then you put the load on it. So the new alternator dynos from like manufacturers, like they have a cutoff, right? So once the voltage starts dipping, it says, okay, that's all you got. But the older ones where some people have been doing alternator dynos, I'm not going to mention names because I'm cool with everybody, but what they do is it's an older system where you turn the load up, and obviously that's where you see how much current it can do, and you have it on the clamp meter. But what happens is if you don't show the voltage, or if you do show the voltage, you can actually be pulling current out of that battery, not just alone the alternator. And that's why I try to go along with, okay, if it's below resting voltage of the battery, that's where I need more charging current. And I just thought that was crazy. I learned some information last night, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's kind of interesting, because I was wondering how this worked. I thought you didn't need a battery, that it was just, whatever. You need a battery in order to do an alternator dyno. And I would just like to learn more about it, man, and hey, some numbers can be fudged, but we've seen worse. I mean, come on. Have you seen Boss Audio? Everyone's lying to you. DK is Donkey Kong or Drift King. I go with Drift King. Yes, I go with Drift King. Yes. Intensifies. Ice Cube, baby. A cheetah can't hang with a gorilla. 25 ass. 25 to life. Andy, ideas for the show. Live installation of your new kicker amps. I mean, I feel like that kind of bores people. I mean, if you guys want to see more of like a blogging style video, I mean, I don't mind doing that, but it's like, I kind of like doing the videos where it's like I talk about something, I kind of get to the point, shout out to the Patreons, end. Rather than just talking and do whatever, because I do have videos like that. I even have a video that I didn't even put together of the lithium for the motorcycle that I did. And I was thinking, like, should I post it? Should I not? Like, I don't know what to do. Should I keep it for the Patreons? But, like, I don't want to flood my YouTube for just, whatever. But at the same time, it kind of needs that, and it's just, I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind doing stuff like that. I almost kind of wish that I was, like, in a little bit different a situation. Like, you see, like, a lot of big YouTubers, they got a cameraman. Easy. That makes it so much easier. I got to get a prop. I got to hold my phone, look at myself, do whatever. It's just a little bit harder. I know Parker does it all the time, but it's just, he has a little bit different of an area where he does all his testing, all in his garage or all in his driveway, got his own house. I got neighbors. I don't mind filming in front of them. I've gotten used to it. The first time I felt like a weirdo, let me tell you. Standing in front of my Geo with like a GoPro and like a 6-foot tripod, the pop trunk, and my neighbor's like sitting over there scratching his head. What are you doing, boy? Literally. And it's like, doing YouTube, man. The boom booms? Yeah, that stuff. That's what I'm doing. And it's like, now he knows what I do now, and it's just cool. But it's just like in the beginning, it's awkward. But it's just like doing the whole process and pulling out time of your day to do that and to edit and film it, plus everything else. It's just crazy. I'm barely getting by as it is now, but I do want to bring you guys more content, and that's why I've been trying to at least get these amp dynos, because I know you guys like amp dynos. Doesn't matter what the heck the amp is. Let's see what it does. Let's see what Andy's new test bench is all about. Let's see if it fails. Does it blow up? Does it blow fuses? Who knows? And I want to be set up for that. And it's a lot, man. It really is. But that would be a good idea, but that's not until spring with the new amps. Absolutely, though, man. Absolutely. All right, let me scroll down here. Pony Express. Scott, what is up, man? Thank you for tuning in. I don't know if you're still there. I know Facebook, the algorithm for you watching is very short compared to YouTube. And that's why I tell you, if you're watching on Facebook, come to YouTube. Living Loud with Andy. Can't miss it. Just type in Living Loud, and I'm like the first or second thing that pops up. Larry Keller, if you're not competing, do you need more than 145 dBs? 212s and a 1500 watt will get you there. That's just like saying, do you need a 250cc or do you need a 600cc motorcycle? Is it enough? I believe 212s is definitely enough. A 145 dB system is more than enough. And I feel like once you get to that threshold, like I was going full tilt boogie the other day in the Pilot, and windows were up and eyes were boggling, like bouncing. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of having a hard time deciphering, should I turn left, or I can't really tell if there's a car coming this way, like crossing an intersection. My perception was a little bit off. And that's not even that loud. Like, yeah, probably a 46, 48, in that situation. But these people that are driving 150, 160 dailies, I get you get used to something, but that's got to be pretty hard for the average to, above average bass head, if you want to call it that. Absolutely, 140 plus. I mean, a 40 is it depends where the 40 is, where the 45. I feel like 45 anything is going to be more. It's the sweet spot, man, of just a nice system where you're probably going to have to upgrade your electrical a little bit just so that you're not putting a lot of strain on your system, because 145 dBs normally takes about 800 to 2000 watts depending your situation. Stock electrical, depending, can take that or not, but it's always good to upgrade it. So I feel like absolutely, man, you know, and it's not that you're competing or you're not, you know, of what you need. It just depends with what you are willing to get by with, your money that you want involved with it, how much you use it, you know. People can buy a Ferrari, but if they don't have time to drive it, what is the point of buying a Ferrari? Maybe you shouldn't even bought it and you should have bought a pool instead, you know, because you're always home doing your work online and having friends over. What's the point of a Ferrari other than looking cool? So I feel like it just comes down to your needs, man, of what you want. Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate you tuning in, Larry. Brian says, I do not consider myself old, I'm just less young. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. RGA says, that's why God made drill bits and grommets. Andy, what is a grommet for 500? John K. Andy, did you chug a whole bottle of Jack Daniel while you were off screen? Man, I could put it right there. It would probably fit in my little mini fridge. But then that would just be a hassle every Steeler Sunday, bringing it from up here downstairs. Because especially this week. I mean, this week shouldn't be too bad going against the Jets. I mean, they're the Jets, but they're looking pretty good. And Joe Flacco, if he starts, tore us to smithereens when he was on the Ravens. So just knowing the Steeler luck, we'll probably lose. But going against the Bills, the Bucks with Tom Brady, probably the final time we ever see Tom Brady against us. Yeah, I'm probably going to need a drink or two of my favorite beverage, Jack Daniels and Pepsi, man. Probably. But never on camera, I don't do that. I do not do that. I think it's rude. I mean, I get it, certain atmospheres, but what I do, I feel like it'd be rude. On camera or not. Okay, let me scroll down here. Drag racing, yes. Kibo says, I do photography and annoy my wife as a hobby. The later, I'm practically a professional. I feel like we all kind of know what gear to grind when it comes to that situation. Absolutely, man. And with time, you learn every single gear, man. Yeah. Got him. That's awesome, man. I love photography. Whenever I was in elementary school, I had a shirt that says, I'm the photographer. No lie, true story. Brought my little, you know, film camera with 33 to 85 zoom, whatever it was. And just, you know, took pictures at the zoo for, like, the school and stuff. And I felt special, you know. I felt special. I love photography. I didn't really dive real deep into it. Like, I'm still looking up stuff, like, on this Sony ZV-1. Like, what does this mean? I just need this. I need simple. You know, I don't need all these gizmos. Because there's a lot to it just with that, let alone actual photography. But it's an awesome trade, man. It's awesome. Good thing you're still here, Dub. What is going on? RGA says, I have a video of my thumb being reattached. Ooh, I do not want to watch that. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Absolutely will. Keep on scratching. No, keep on going. All right. Deviants lying to you. Says, I keep receipts. I have Andy saying, if 14.4 Talk made a banner, he would put it up behind him. John K knows these banners exist. I mean, I got some space right up in there. You know, right above the kicker up there, there's nothing up there, man. I'm kind of running out of space, but I got to rearrange some stuff, at least my display. As soon as I get that enclosure, which will be tomorrow, Amazon for the win, that will be gone. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This might still stay here, but I gotta float some things around. Maybe I can put that huge Boss amp right there. But I need something to hold this up too, so we'll see. We'll see. I try to switch it up once in a while, but I kind of liked the way it looked right now. It looks pretty cool, I think. Just speakers everywhere. Why not? If I could just have the whole wall of speakers, but then that might be a little, redundant. But I mean, still, you get to the point. I like speakers, right? That's the thing with doing this kind of stuff too. It's like, to the average person, if you're just sitting there in a room, they don't know what the heck you're doing. You almost got to give them a visual representation. It's like, okay, I think that guy may like speakers, and he likes to make them and turn into clocks too. Like, what is that? They got that at Walmart? Yep, right at Walmart, man. I'm telling you. Bobby B. Andy, please share a link of your Amazon affiliate so we get you more cents. I have them in a lot of my videos. If you look at my videos, not the lives, but the actual videos, they are in there. If you go, well, that's the certain ones. I think it's McGill 24. I don't even know what it is. I just know whenever I send a link, I don't know if I have like an actual code. I know I have one for Down for Sound, and it's just Andy M, but that's just Down for Sound. That's not Amazon. I don't even know. I'm trying to think here. I think it's... Let me just type in something here, and then click. I really don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, McGill 24-20. I don't know if that's actually it. That's the ID code, but I feel like there's more to it. I don't even know. I'm going to have to look more into it of how to just share that as a thing, just so when you're going to checkout, you can do that. But usually it's like item each. So say if you just go onto Amazon through one of my links, say you don't even buy what I'm trying to show you, and you go and buy something else, I still get paid for that, which is kind of crazy. I literally had a guy buy like a $700 kicker system from Amazon, and I didn't even have one posted. Like, it was from something entirely else. And he just bought all the stuff and then bought cleaning equipment for his car too. And I'm like, I get paid for that? So I feel like there's a way to do it. I just don't know exactly how to do that. Amazon's not really too giving of their money. They give you a very low percentage, and it's okay. You guys do so much, man. You guys really do. Michael Johnson, this is my neighbor now. What's going on, man? I can hear you from my house, homie. Hey, right now, I don't even have it playing, bro. Volume's only halfway up. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for tuning in, man. I try not to annoy my neighbors too much here, and hey, appreciate that you're here tuning in. It's awesome. Hope you're doing good, and again, thank you for the racing car seat. It's perfect for the quad box. If you guys seen that on my Facebook, I posted it up. He gave me a car seat, and it just happened to match the quad box. Mr. O's rocking that one now, since Mr. B is practically in a booster seat. So again, thank you for that, and tuning in, just being a cool guy, man. I used to hang out with him a little bit at the Tuner Tuesdays whenever Team SP Loud really started. I think it was you or one other guy were like, okay, we get it. You like your music loud. Can you turn it down? I swear it was you. Maybe a few other guys too. We come to Tuner Tuesday and just wailing on it, just annoying everybody. But that's what we did, That's what bass heads kind of do, We don't purposely try to piss people off, but at the same time we do. It's like, we're just giving demos, and then they're like, what's a demo? Hey, get it? Let me show you what a demo is. But I get it, man. With all the rattling and all that kind of stuff, it can get annoying. Trust me. I get it. I'm like, oh, this is why they're calling the police on us. I get it. Like, I can feel the vibrations in the seats at Buffalo Wild Wings. This is not good. And again, another OG. What is going on, Justin? Thank you for tuning in, man. I missed you yesterday. I seen you were at the fire hall. I was out on the bike, and I was like, oh, he already walked in. I missed him. Usually he stops by. Goes to the fire hall awfully a lot to get to see him. Thank you for tuning in. John K. Andy, instead of doing a YouTube live stream for the amp installs, then just hop into Pebbles Peeps voice channel with or without video and just hang out with whoever joins on with you during the install. Are you talking about, for the, right. And that's kind of why I made that smaller channel. I know what you're saying. Of throwing it together, the new amps when that comes, and just side stuff. Right, and I've never even got a notification for when you guys did go live on there. I don't even know how it works, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. But I'm interested. I really am. You know, I try to get on the Discord. I've been kind of lacking recently, but I've been busy. Just a lot, you know, and it's a short week too. Streaming 3 times this week. We'll be good until Tuesday, right? Kicking it with Andy. We'll have a good show. I got to do some stuff on that too. Filmed a short tonight, and man, just prepare some stuff for it and get going. But you know, we always have just like a laid back show, even though it's Kicking with Andy and it's like kind of topic driven, kicker unmasked, endorsed, you know, and it's just, but we still have fun. I still get to the comments, and you know, we go off topic a little bit, but not too much. We're not talking about fish tanks and motorcycles too much, you know. It's fun. It's a fun time, man. Dale, what is going on, man? I know it was nice to see you. I ran into him last night at Sheets in Johnstown. Ran into Dean at the Clearfield Sheets the night before. 2 team-based buddies, man, and it's cool, you know, because we do a lot of Sheets gas stations. Majority of the time, we don't run into anybody, or you run into everyone. It's one or the other, and it was cool running into you, man, and can't wait to see you compete this year. I know you've been building on your system, building on it, and fixing it, and hey, you might switch it, but it's okay. As long as we see you back in the lanes, no grudges will be held. Thanks for tuning in, man. Deviant says, Andy's casting couch looks more comfortable and cleaner, though. Yes, it is barely broken in, low miles. No, actually, I got that from a curb. That's a curb couch. And I was like, man, that thing is really good shape. It was like literally right behind my house, getting ready to go to the trash. I'm like, that is mine. And I've had it for 5 years since we moved in here. And it's been in front, it's like in the fish room, and we pulled that up, swapping couches, and put it up here so I can, one, it's just like a thinking couch, you know, like Blue's Clues, think, you know, like a thinking couch. And so I can literally have somebody here if that would ever happen. Once I have more USB spots to run another camera and more hard drive, and a second mic, and I think that would be pretty cool to be able to do if I wanted to do it, you know. And we can even have a show called Kicking with Kayla, you know, like, I mean, come on, it rolls off the freaking tongue, man. A little better than Andy, so I don't know, I might have some competition here. Siphonics Audio, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in tonight. We're almost done here, but oh, it's Kanga. Oh, what is going on, Kanga? MIA, where have you been, bro? I haven't seen you in a while since RGA hasn't been going live too often, and that's probably why I didn't see you. You changed the name. Awesome. Siphonics Audio. Little Stillwater. I tried that name for one of the boys, didn't stick. Just didn't stick. It's okay. I could go for banners, man. I like them. Kanga Bass. Paul, how about the new season? Bass season, what's your next big show? I mean, we're just going to have the 2 shows that we normally do, beginning, ending, at the Greensburg location. We'll be with Russ out in Johnstown or wherever that needs to be, or Altoona was it. Wherever he's going to have them, we'll be there. But our main show's in Greensburg, probably end of May before Slamology, so you get a little bit of a fill before you go to Slam. You know, I think that's a good step, rather than being after Slam and everyone's like exhausted from going to Slamology. I know not everyone that comes goes to Slam, but there's a lot of us that do. And so I try to schedule around that, plus I always go. And, I mean, honestly, the only thing I'm going to do this year is I am going to not remove anything, because I kind of already removed it. I got rid of the trunk class because no one was competing in it, and it's just kind of stupid. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stretch the classes. Beginner is going to go from 0 to 7, it was 0 to 750. Cone area, watts, combination of both. I'm going to bump that up to 1,000, and then intermediate class, instead of 750 to 1,500, which is only double in a very small window, which we had some competitors, believe it or not, but that's going to be 1,000 to 3,000. And then intermediate or advanced class, instead of being 1,500 to 3,000, it's going to be 3,000 to 6,000. And then the pro class is going to be 6,000 to 10,000, and then 10,000 plus for the extreme class. To stretch it out a little bit more like Mecha style in a DB1 fashion, sort of, with the numbers and just the power classes, it really works. And I'm going to stretch it out, and why I'm doing that is because we're getting more competitors that are, clamping more power, and everyone's kind of fallen into one or two classes. And I want to stretch that out just a little bit, just so that if you don't have a wall and you're clamping 3 or 4K, you don't technically have to go up against people that have walls. But if you're clamping over 6K, you're going against walls, which usually happens anyway. Or you're in extreme class. That's my plans. Nothing too crazy. Keep the clowns coming. Lots of clowns. Triple down. 14.4 talk. All right. Now we're almost caught up. It is a used casting couch. I do not know the prior. I did not do the couch facts on it. There was none. No VIN. They ripped them off. All right, cool. We're good. All right, guys. I'm going to end it on that. Appreciate you guys hanging out and kicking it with Andy. It's going to be an awesome show on Tuesday. I'm going to try to get some things done. You guys have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for just tuning in, hanging out, having a relaxed show. A little bit off topic more than usual tonight, but that's kind of the point of it. And appreciate you guys just being here. Thank you so much. And might see you after the credits, might not. We'll see. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay living loud. coming early. The Caboose, Corn Nut, Choo Choo Train Music, Thunderstorm Music. See y'all. Thank you, Corn Nut. Appreciate you. The OG Caboose. Thank you guys so much. 25, Bubba, everybody hanging out towards the end. You guys are awesome. John, absolutely, man. I will bring you on as a guest when the Bills play. It's going to be a bad game. Appreciate you guys. Love you so much. I will see you on Tuesday. Stay living loud.